What does a Venn diagram for a universal set and two disjoint subsets look like? In a Venn diagram for a universal set and two disjoint subsets, the universal set is represented by a rectangle. The two subsets are each represented by one circle. Both circles are inside the rectangle because they are subsets of the universal set. The circles do not overlap because the two subsets are disjoint. This is an example of a Venn diagram for a universal set with two disjoint subsets. The rectangle represents the universal set. The two circles inside the rectangle do not overlap because the two subsets have no elements in common. When the universal set has elements that are not in either set A or set B, then they are located outside the circles but inside the rectangle. So the elements of the universal set can be either inside or outside the circles, but always inside the rectangle. Let's look at an example. Imagine taking part in a game that uses 6 playing cards: the Jack, Queen, and King of spades, and the Jack, Queen, and King of hearts. These 6 cards are the elements of a universal set U. The universal set U has two subsets. Subset A contains the elements the Queen and King of spades, and subset B contains the elements the Jack and King of hearts. The two subsets do not share any common elements. The Venn diagram representing these sets will therefore look like this: two non-overlapping circles enclosed by a rectangle. Now, let's place the elements where they belong in the diagram. The Queen and King of spades go into circle A. The Jack and King of hearts go into circle B. But what about the region outside the circles? Will there be any elements there? Yes. In addition to the cards in the subsets A and B, the universal set also contains the Jack of spades and the Queen of hearts. These cards are located outside the circles, here. Now, let's use the Venn diagram to find the union and intersection of subsets A and B, and the complement of subset A. The union of the subsets A and B is the collection of the elements inside both circles, A and B. So the union of subsets A and B is the set containing the Queen and King of spades and the Jack and King of hearts. The intersection of subsets A and B is an empty set, because the circles don't overlap. Finally, let's also find the complement of subset A. Recall that the complement of a subset is the set of all elements in the universal set that are not elements of the subset. It is denoted with a small raised C next to the A, or a bar over the A. The complementary set AC therefore contains the Jack of spades and the Jack, Queen, and King of hearts. In a Venn diagram for a universal set and two disjoint subsets, the universal set is represented by a rectangle. The two subsets are represented by one circle each. The two circles are located inside the rectangle as they are subsets of the universal set. The circles do not overlap because the two subsets are disjoint.